Hello Stallion Champs. Are you ready for our new quiz? Today we are back with an interesting Bible quiz, Name the Prophet. We are just about to test how much you remember from the Old Testament. We have 50 fun questions prepared for you, each question equals 1 mark. Comment the score down below. The winner will get a shout out on our next Bible quiz video. Let's get started. Who was swallowed by a great fish? Jonah, Daniel, or Elijah? Jonah. Which prophet confronted King Ahab about his sins? Elijah, Jeremiah, or Elisha? Elijah. Which prophet interpreted dreams for King Nebuchadnezzar? Isaiah, Ezekiel, or Daniel? Daniel. Who was taken up to heaven in a whirlwind? Moses, Elijah, or Elisha? Elijah. Which prophet had a vision of a valley of dry bones? Ezekiel, Isaiah, or Jeremiah? Ezekiel. Who prophesied the virgin birth of the Messiah? Isaiah, Zechariah, or Malachi? Ezekiel. Which prophet saw the Lord sitting on a throne, high and exalted? Isaiah, Ezekiel, or Amos? Isaiah. Who was called as a prophet while still a youth? Jeremiah, Elijah, or Habakkuk? Jeremiah. Which prophet was a shepherd and a fig tree farmer? Amos, Joel, or Micah? Amos. Who was commanded to marry a prostitute to illustrate Israel's unfaithfulness? Jeremiah, Hosea, or Ezekiel? Hosea. Which prophet foretold the outpouring of the Holy Spirit? Malachi, Joel, or Nahum? Joel. Who was the last prophet of the Old Testament? Zechariah, Malachi, or Haggai? Malachi. Who interpreted the handwriting on the wall? Daniel, Ezekiel, or Hosea? Daniel. Which prophet saw wheels within wheels in a vision? Isaiah, Obadiah, or Ezekiel? Ezekiel. Who confronted David after his sin with Bathsheba? Nathan, Elisha, or Elijah? Nathan. Which prophet's book is the longest in the Bible? Isaiah, Jeremiah, or Ezekiel? Jeremiah. Who had a vision of a flying scroll? Zechariah, Haggai, or Malachi? Zechariah. Which prophet saw a vision of 4 beasts? Daniel, Micah, or Obadiah? Daniel. Who was thrown into a lion's den? Ezekiel, Jeremiah, or Daniel? Daniel. Which prophet spoke of the suffering servant? Amos, Isaiah, or Habakkuk? Isaiah. Who encouraged the Jews to rebuild the temple? Joel, Haggai, or Malachi? Haggai. Which prophet was called the weeping prophet? Hosea, Jeremiah, or Isaiah? Jeremiah. Who was a contemporary of Jeremiah? Ezekiel, Malachi, or Elijah? Ezekiel. Who said, "Though the fig tree does not bud"? Habakkuk, Nahum, or Joel? Who had a vision of Joshua the high priest? Zechariah, Daniel, or Jeremiah? Zechariah. Which prophet saw a lampstand and olive trees in a vision? Joel, Zechariah, or Hosea? Zechariah. Who said, "What does the Lord require of you but to do justice"? Amos, Isaiah, or Micah? Micah. Which prophet ran away from God's call? Jonah, Ezekiel, or Habakkuk? Jonah. Who prophesied to the dry bones? Ezekiel, Jeremiah, or Isaiah? Ezekiel. Who saw a vision of the Ancient of Days? Daniel, Nahum, or Malachi? Daniel. Which prophet was among the exiles in Babylon? Joel, Hosea, or Ezekiel? Ezekiel. Who saw a vision of the new temple? Ezekiel, Jeremiah, or Zechariah? Ezekiel. Which prophet's wife died as a sign to Israel? Ezekiel, Hosea, or Isaiah? Ezekiel. Who was shown a plumb line in a vision? Habakkuk, Joel, or Amos? Amos. Which prophet predicted the birthplace of the Messiah? Micah, Zechariah, or Malachi? Micah. Who saw the glory of the Lord depart from the temple? Jeremiah, Ezekiel, or Daniel? Ezekiel. Which prophet wrote Lamentations? Ezekiel, Isaiah, or Jeremiah? Jeremiah. Who predicted that Elijah would return before the day of the Lord? Malachi, Zechariah, or Micah? Malachi. Who saw a vision of a boiling pot? Jeremiah, Joel, or Ezekiel? Jeremiah. Which prophet asked, "How long, O Lord, must I call for help?" Amos, Habakkuk, Micah? Habakkuk. Who saw a vision of a man with a measuring line? Zechariah, Jeremiah, or Ezekiel? Zechariah. Which prophet called Israel a harlot? Joel, Malachi, or Hosea? Hosea. Who was commanded to eat a scroll? Ezekiel, Isaiah, or Jeremiah? Ezekiel. Which prophet spoke about the day of the Lord? Joel, Amos, or Micah? Joel. Who was shown a vision of a basket of summer fruit? Habakkuk, Amos, or Haggai? Amos. Who said, "The righteous will live by faith"? Zephaniah, Micah, or Habakkuk? Habakkuk. Which prophet had a vision of 4 horsemen? Zechariah, Ezekiel, or Daniel? Zechariah. Which prophet predicted the Lord would suddenly come to his temple? Joel, Malachi, or Haggai? Malachi. Who said, "Here am I, send me"? Jeremiah, Ezekiel, or Isaiah? Isaiah. And that's a wrap on this quiz. Comment your score below. If you enjoyed this quiz, give it a big thumbs up, share and don't forget to subscribe for more Holy Brain workouts. See you in the next quiz.